Babe Ruth is the greatest baseball player of all time. At least that's what so many of you have been telling me. So I thought, why not have us react to the great American icon's best highlights? Are you ready? Let's go. I am excited for this. I'm excited for this. The great Babe Ruth. So many of you have been talking about in the comments. He definitely has a presence about him.
Go the fatal throw, and the Babe sucks it into the bleachers for his first
Great
homer
hit.
of the series. A mighty smash, bringing his team a lead of 2
Great
runs
hit.
and starting the avalanche, which gave the Yanks 7 and Chicago
I love
5
that
when the
old
game
school
was over.
commentary. Takes you way back.
And now for game number 4. Here
Look at the amount of people that are flocking to see the great man play. Not necessarily the quickest, but who needs to be the quickest when you put them out of the park? Yeah, so looking at his statistics, he's not just one of the greatest hitters of all time, but also an amazing pitcher.
When he connected. This is the sight the fans came to see.
Wow.
Ruth circling the sacks after a circuit clout. Ruth hit his 60 homers in 1927. Watch him, fans, as he swings around the bases. You're watching Diamond history. This was Babe Ruth, Mr. Baseball.
I loved it when he was running around the opposition, tapped him on the back. So it seems like even though he was destroying his opposition, the amount of respect had for him was, present and evident to see. It's good to see.
The Babe was a metaphor for the big, broadening shoulders of America. Ruth
Wow.
himself once said,
Huge swing.
"I like to live as big as I can." In an era when our country was burgeoning with power, no one hit the ball farther and louder than Babe Ruth.
No doubt.
no novelist.
Transformed baseball. He practically invented the home run. In 1920, he hit 54, a total no other team in the league could match. And he did it with an exhilarating presence.
Wow. Folks, just listen to that, right? So in that season, he had over 50 home runs. Now, obviously, that's been done afterwards as well by other players, but during this season in particular, he had over 50 home runs, which some teams didn't even reach. So he was hitting more home runs than the other teams. That's how dominant of a hitter he was. Unbelievable.
Once again, and here it is.
Out of there, baby. Out of there.
Into the spot called Ruthville. The right field stands, and the Bambino trods the circuit path with the old familiar music in his ears. But marks this indeed one of baseball's greatest days is its contribution to the Army-Navy Service Fund of more than $80,000.
Doffing his cap to the public.
To do a bang-up job.
Back in Cleveland, George Herman Ruth hit his 500th home run.
Babe took a vicious swing at the
500th home run. I think he finished with over 700 home runs.
While the crowd cheered and the Yankee players roared their greeting, the Babe made his triumphant, almost regal tour of the paths.
What an icon. What an absolute icon. He's got a very distinctive running style. Clearly not the quickest, but effective. There's something so charming about olden day footage, this black and white footage. It makes you nostalgic. Now, obviously, this is decades upon decades upon decades before I was born, but still, it mentally takes you back to a simpler time, which is sometimes very nice. Here's some color footage. Number 3, Babe Ruth lets it go past. Lets the first one go. Second one, I think it was a foul ball. Oh, he's just practicing. He's simply practicing, sorry. That one is out of there. Nice to see some color footage of the great man. And you can be guaranteed that ball is sailed over into the crowd. 700 and something home runs. Unbelievable.
This is Bill Slater with news shots from our sports album showing high spots in the early career of the most important baseball individual of all time, the immortal Babe Ruth. One of Babe's most unusual home runs. The Bambino slugs this one inside the park, races for the plate to beat the relay, and just hits the dirt before the ball. Wow, that was close.
Okay, so we're seeing some diving there by Babe Ruth. Number 56. This is all the home runs in one season. 57, 58, 59. At this period of time, this amount of home runs in one season was unprecedented. He was just breaking records that most people didn't think were possible. We're definitely blessed to still have all this footage of him playing. You know, it would have been a tragedy if, you know, he had his career and we never had this footage to begin with. So definitely thankful that we were able to capture this footage. Oh man, that sound, that sweet, beautiful sound. Amazing. The crowd coming in absolute flocks to see this icon play.
The ball came in slowly, but it went out quite rapidly. And as Ruth circled the bases, he received probably the greatest ovation of his career.
I love this scratchy footage. Look at him doff his cap to the crowd.
The biggest shout in baseball.
Definitely the crowd pleaser, that's for sure.
Joy that you had come to see something, and then when you saw it, you'd scream with delight. There was something different about that man.
And don't forget, he was an unbelievable pitcher, an all-round game. He must be one of the few players in history to have starred for both the Red Sox and the Yankees. You were seeing his pitching technique. Babe Ruth.
That time they were over there going crazy.
The volume coming from the stands was so loud that some of the Cub players were running out of the dugout and cupping their hands around their mouths to make sure Ruth heard them. And then he makes his famous gesture.
Well, I looked down at center field and I tore it. I said, I'm going to hit the next pitch ball right past the flagpole. Well, good Lord.
He predicts it, and he executes it. I've heard about this shot that he predicted beforehand. Can't believe we actually have footage of it. Amazing.
A sick St. Louis kid named Johnny Sylvester, and promised the boy that he'd hit him a home run, maybe 2. Of course, he went on to hit 3.
Which is the second time that's ever happened in the World Series.
Wow. So he didn't just show up for any game, he showed up for the big games. The World Series. When looking at his stats, I saw he won 7 of them. So he didn't just play well in any game, he played well in the big games as well. Oh, I love this. It looks like it's on, this footage is being played on some sort of projector. Old school, baby. Taking us way back. This is still when he was playing for Boston, is it? Great effort by whoever created this video to get so many different clips of Babe Ruth playing. I'm sure it couldn't have been easy to find all of these videos. And there again, slapping hands with his friend. Awesome, 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 awesome. Folks, that was definitely a treat. Love that. I've always wanted to watch some Babe Ruth highlights. Now I have. I appreciate you guys who have been recommending him. He definitely seems like he was the greatest player of all time. Not just as far as hitting, but also pitching. His stats are unbelievable. I saw that he had a batting average of .342 or something like that, which is incredibly high when I compared it to some of the other great hitters. Now, warranted, he did play in a different era, so I don't know if that played some sort of role. But he also held the home runs record for so many years. I wonder if he still has it. 700 and something home runs is just such an incredible feat. And the fact that he was also able to win 7 World Series playing for the Boston, Red Sox, as well as the New York Yankees, just shows that he was able to convert his great performances into winning performances for his team, which is what really matters as far as a legacy for a great player. Truly one of the greatest sportsmen in history, not just in baseball, but in all sports. So folks, I truly do hope that you enjoyed that video as much as I did. And if you did, please remember to like the video and subscribe to the channel. I'd highly appreciate it. It definitely helps. But yeah, that's all I have for you today. So as always, until next time, I hope you have a good one. Cheers.